unofficial start of summer may be remembered best as the unofficial end of the pandemic. Here to answer your questions about that and so much more, Dr. Todd Ellerin, of course, Chief of Infectious Diseases at South Shore Health. Doctor, great to see you. Saturday, a milestone day here in Massachusetts. No more mask mandates. All businesses allowed to operate at 100%. We're acting, though, as though the threat from COVID is over. Do you think it is?
Maria, we're doing unbelievably well, as I've been telling you, and as we see. But the threat, of course, is not over as long as there's COVID-19 uncontrolled in other parts of the world, and as long as there remains unvaccinated people in the United States. So while we're doing very well, I think we still want to get those that are vaccine hesitant to please get vaccinated, and to also remember we need to control the virus in other parts of the world, or we may have a reduplication of what happened in Wuhan.
Dr. T, we're in this, I'm going to use the word strange, place right now, because our reporters have talked with a lot of people today who say that they're not ready to remove their face masks. I'll be honest, I was in Maine over the weekend. A lot of people were talking about the same thing. They're not ready to remove their face masks, despite being fully vaccinated and healthy, by the way. So how long do you think it'll take for people to actually feel safe again?
Right. I mean, Ed, we've been doing this for 15 months. I'll be honest with you. I went into a restaurant today to get a sandwich, and I had my mask on, and no one else did. And it wasn't because as soon as I saw everyone, I took my mask down. It was just a habit. So I think the important thing is to know that people who want to have that extra layer of safety, even if they're vaccinated, they should feel comfortable. But for most people, especially if you're not immunocompromised, who are fully vaccinated, you can take your mask off, whether you're outdoors, indoors, etc.
Doctor, more than half of the state is now fully vaccinated. That's generated more talk about the same phrase that we keep saying from the beginning, herd immunity. So you've talked about it. Remind people what your definition is, and how do you know if we've reached it as an infectious disease doctor?
I want to remind people what it is and what it isn't. So herd immunity is basically where you have enough background immunity within our community, so from previous infection or, of course, vaccination, where you're really slowing down the transmission of the virus. So each person who's infected actually infects less than one person. And ultimately, that causes the epidemic to burn out. What it doesn't mean, herd immunity does not mean there's zero infections or zero transmissions. The other thing that's very important is to remember, that you're at herd immunity when you are protecting not just the vaccinated people that are not getting infected, but the unvaccinated people. There's also a decrease in cases. So, for example, if after Memorial Day we see that there's no significant spike in cases and it's not sustained, that will be a hint that we're at herd immunity. If we are hearing about super spreading events throughout the country, or that we start seeing spiking cases going up, then the bottom line is we have not reached herd immunity. One last thing I want to say, Ed. What's very important is, even though I believe we're reaching herd immunity, it does not mean that unvaccinated people should not go out and get vaccinated. It's very important that we need that extra layer of safety. So please continue to get vaccinated.
I'm glad you shared that definition with us. So just as an indicator, if we're looking now, should we look, for the next 2 weeks, given what's happened this past weekend? Is that kind of like the area that we're in now?
Absolutely. But after the holiday, and remember, around holidays, you start to see a decrease in cases because there's less testing going on, and people aren't actually reading those tests because they take a holiday as well. So over the next week or 2 weeks, we should see, hopefully, a continuing decline or a flattening, but I don't expect to see a sustained rise in cases.
Dr. Ellerin, great to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Take care, guys.
Be well.
10 minutes before.